Welcome back to Behind the Songs with Jordan from Neil Francis. Today I'm going to break down how we made our song Energy featuring the gruesome twosome that is Drama. Okay, this one is definitely a lot more in kind of the house music, electronic dance space or whatever. A lot of drum programming and a lot of different stuff here to create the beat. Used the same drum break and live recording that we did in Standing My Ground. Had a similar sort of feel to it, this tune, and I wanted the drums, even though it does live in that electronic sort of world, I wanted the drums to feel live and organic, not sort of stale and soulless like some sort of electronic music can sound. So same sort of groove here, live take with the drums. So the kick here, it's just one of my favourite kicks to put below live drum recordings. It hits really nicely and does the job of a kick drum without it being too obtuse. And then the usual kind of like clap track that I'll do. So in this instance, it looks like I've just sort of clapped along, maybe with Mark or with everyone in the studio to create sort of a thick, sounds like there's a bunch of different claps there, all the different claps hitting at different points. So it's flamming around the beat. Add that back into the groove. So you can hear the third one, for instance, is way out in front of where the snare is, but it creates kind of like a cool kind of flam. Cool little groove. From there, I've got a trusty sample that I always use for sort of thickening up and creating additional texture in drum beats. I think I've used this on Dancing, I've used it in Dumb Love, sped up hip hop drums, and then I've also recorded our 808. Just put some conga samples there from our 808 with some reverb, the clave, and some additional stuff. That added with the hip hop break, added with the claps, and then the whole beat together. And then the session that day, I had 4 chords in mind, and usually when I'm writing instrumentals and ideas and stuff just to get going, I like to start with, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 chords or at least a change of some kind like that. I think it's easy to then have the melodies inform the song in a way where you already like the underlying feeling and the harmony that the chords are giving. And this one felt very kind of 90s, almost like a little bit 90s house in a way, very minor, sort of minor chords, so you can hear those from our Juno. And then an additional little Juno stab here that I think Niall added. So all of that, and then in addition, obviously from there, Mark then wrote a bass line on the Juno, and then we had Greg, our bassist, play that bass line, but play sort of the sub frequency, and then the Juno bass is sort of more of the tone, so you can hear that soloed. And then in amongst the beat without the vocals. Kicks up into the chorus, you get the M1 or just some additional layers on those chords. So you have the Juno again, then you have an M1 piano, classic 90s keyboard, a string, it sort of volumes in by the look of it. And then Mark wrote some guitar parts. I think we just distorted it and did a really strong like some additional little brief stuff here, and then this little part too. Got the H3000 plug-in on that, which is one of my favorites. Simple EQ. Did a double so it sounds nice and full, and then split the double left and right so it sounds wide. So all the different guitar parts together, without the vocals obviously. So that sort of distorted guitar is adding its texture in the middle, which is really nice, and then the additional riff stuff that Mark wrote. These little guitar bits are really, really sick. Can't remember how we did those, but they were cool. And then we pitched them at the end here. All together. I've got the energy. I've got the energy. I've got the energy. I've got the energy. So that's kind of the underlying track, and all the instrumental pieces that go into it. From there, Via, she immediately came up with the top line, which I thought was fantastic. Really, really amazing vocal tone straight away. You hardly have to do anything to her vocals. They sound fantastic.
I could do this all night, take it to the top if you want me. Ooh, you know I'm ready to go.
And then just for verse 2, I was like, let's just do the same thing but have Mark sing it, right? So
I could do this all night, take it to the top if you want me. Ooh, you know I'm ready to go. If this is what you like, I could surprise you if you let me. Ooh, you know, cause
sounds like Mark's done a really cool harmony there as well. You can hear that one, it's a little different.
if this is what you like,
And then he's got the regular tone.
if this is what you like,
Creates a cool little like harmony
if this is,
with additional stuff here as well.
if this is what you like, I could surprise you if you let me. Ooh, you know, cause.
And I just thought the lyric itself, because I've got the energy, was the immediate hook. Via signed off her verse with that line. I'm like, that's just got to go into the chorus because it feels really good. And then she did this, I mean, I don't know if you call this a rap or what.
Everybody can move like
Yes.
this. Let me see you do your little dance. Get your fucking hands up. I ain't coming for your mans now.
And as per usual, did a little track of that vocal through the chorus echo, which just immediately the texture of it sounds sick.
Dance. Everybody can move like this. Let me see you do your little dance.
That mixed with the original take.
Dance. Everybody can move like this. Let me see you do your little dance.
Over the beat.
Dance. Everybody can move like this. Let me see you do your little dance. Get your fucking.
And obviously the word dance I've emphasized there with just an Og's delay on it, so you can hear that kind of go dance, dance, dance.
Dance. Everybody can move like this. Let me see you do your little dance. Get your fucking hands up. I ain't come here for your mans now. I only came here for the beat.
It's often when like I'm producing, I'm always looking for, like, there'll be parts in takes, or I'll have them kind of like do an ad-lib track where they don't worry about it, doesn't matter, just like throw everything you got at it, even if it's like little oohs and ahs and stuff along the way, but then I'll put it into the song to add these like little moments.
Oh,
So cool.
if you let me.
Just like little emphasis bits,
Oh,
but then over the beat. Just went back to the kind of hip hop break for this breakdown where Mark comes in, some kind of like Rhodesy parts that I wrote. And then the next little phrase here. Nice and twinkly. Probably my favourite sound in this song is this great guitar thing that I sort of found by accident. Very percussive, almost like an 808 kind of like conga thing or something. create this great kind of groove.
Don't stop. Don't stop now.
And again, Vert's just like on fire. Like every ad lib, every vocal part, everything was just like so sick. Into the last little part here,
Up now.
which was like beautiful and soulful kind of take on like a bridge section. I did a very big stack of her vocals here, and then obviously mixed it with Mark too, so you can hear here the mix of just Via's stuff.
'Cause it feels nice. Everybody's moving.
So that's just Via, and then the addition of Mark in there as well.
'Cause it feels nice.
Really nice blend of the two of them.
Everybody's moving.
The two of them mixed together, and that's actually what I really love to do that with artists that we work with. Is mixing their vocal with Mark's at certain points, whether it's the chorus or a bridge or something like that. And then it turns around on itself, like any good pop song, turns around on itself and does the chorus again.
Feels nice. Everybody's moving. Everybody's moving. Everybody's moving at the same time. I've got the energy. I've got the energy.
And all the different parts are playing together there at the end, which is often probably a bit of a trick. You try and like hold everything back for as long as possible, but you hear like every single instrument that's in the song is now playing what that chord progression is. And the guitar stuff as well that Mark did for the full texture. And then also the energy vocals are really, really simple here. I think it's just a mixture of a double of Via and a double of Mark saying it. It's as simple as that.
I've got the energy.
It's cool because it's not a sung chorus, it's just them talking.
I've got the energy.
Oh,
And those little ohs again.
I've got the energy.
if you let me.
I've got the energy.
Everything together.
Same time.
I've got the energy. I've got the energy. I've got the energy.
So that's the breakdown of Energy featuring Drama. Again, we kept all the different sounds more or less for It's All A Bit Fuzzy in and around the same sort of sonic world. So some of the drum takes and stuff from certain songs I've used in other songs just to keep the sound signature the same throughout. So even though It's All A Bit Fuzzy is pretty all over the place stylistically, there's 80s songs and there's songs like this, and then there's songs like Head Straight and High that are like slower and funkier. They all use the same sort of sound palette. So as much as like stylistically the songs are very different, they all sound somewhat the same and they sound like they come from the same world. This is a very fun one to make. It was our first time kind of like getting to know the drama guys, Via and Niall, and they're super sweet. We actually just saw them on the weekend perform in Boise, Idaho. We did as well. We wish we knew because we would have done this song, but we didn't. But very cool people, and it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure working on them with this song.
I've got the energy.